Welcome travelers, I'm Free2Play and I'm your guide for successful free-to-play adventure on Terra. I believe most of you pulled the king anyway, but for those of you who didn't, I'll explain to you why he's one of the most admirable characters right now. Even his standard attacks both hit 230 potency. He targets random foe 2 times with sword and reduces speed by 15% for 2 turns, if he did not have his passive. But he increases the amount of augmenting and enfeebling effects by 1 turn, so he combines Viola's and Primrose's passive in only 1. He restores a lot of his own HP, which is good for his passive, but he also increases his attack and crit by 15%. Additionally, what Lars and the others do without the heal, he targets 3 random enemies with lightning. His sword nuke crits guaranteed even without full boost like 2B. He hits 2 times with sword on random foes and decreases physical attack for 15% for 3 turns. His next skill is just nuts. He increases the physical attack of the front row by 20%, but also increases sword and spear damage by 20% too. And Rippling Slice hits 4 consecutive times on random enemies and has a low chance to lower the sword resistance by 15% with every attack for 3 rounds, taking his passive into account. And his ultimate is the cherry on top, which strikes the enemy hard and increases the sword and spear damage by additional 10%. If U10, the effect is increased by 5% and you can use it twice. This is why I prefer the U10 instead of his A4, by the way, because this is just a better beastly scarf and you want him in the back row anyway. Because if the king has strengthened his troops, he can rest in the background a bit. At full HP. He can sit there very long because the king's pride increases the physical attack and the damage of sword and spear by additional 15% passive. So with all his skills together, in this example Lars does 85% more damage just with Richard's effect alone. That's a king to take into every of your wars. With this extreme power up, you can use him on the actual warriors training tower to just annihilate the EX floors without any trouble. Just amazing! His banner is open until the 21th of June, and here you have the best chances, if you're not spending money on him because of the stackable pay charts, to really get him. I think there's no argumentation about pulling Richard here, but feel free to argue in the comments or in my Discord group. And if you'd like this channel to class up, I really appreciate a subscription and thumbs up. See you next time, you're free to player.